Hello there, my favorite people. Tim Lee, Legacy Studio. Today I'm going to be working on a commission where I got to draw a caricature of someone over top this logo. So I'm trying to adjust my microphone here because it sounds a little buzzy. Hopefully we can get that worked out a little bit there. Just tinkering here, get this set up. And yes, today we're going to put a face on this torso that's already here. It'll be in my style, so it's not going to be a perfect match by any means. I'm going to try to make it look like it's supposed to be there, but obviously with this three-tone logo with one of my heads on it, it's not going to look quite right, but we're going to give it our best. Seems to be a very special request, if I'm understanding correctly. The caricature I'm drawing is a memorial. If I'm understanding correctly, let me go and make sure. Let me see what the truth is about this here. Project for Memorial of a Gentleman That Just Passed Away. So, yes, we are doing a very special caricature, unfortunately. And this is a rather young-looking individual. So, it's one of those scenarios where I wasn't actually going to take the job because check 1 2 test 1 2. I wasn't going to take the job because I figured that it was going to take too long for what I need to do before I start prepping up for something special my wife and I are doing. Quickly grabbing pictures off of my phone that he sent over to me, so I have those. Let's see where are they at. There we go. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. This is it. Here we go. Unfortunately, I feel like I recognize this guy. A little spooky when you think you recognize the person that you're drawing who's dead. But let's see what happens here. I'm just going to start, just for now, by dimming the face down here, dimming the logo down here, so I can just draw a general theory over top. All right. And there's a picture of a 3/4 turn that I like from this, so we'll probably go with this one. I think I might send it to myself so you guys can see it too. Let me save a couple of these photos. Nah, not that one. Not that one. Okay, so let me up these to the cloud real quick where I can pull them down, and we'll get this show on the road here. So let's see. This is where I was talking the other day, why it's so great to have OneDrive, because I can just store everything in one place. Totally worth it. Totally worth it, and works really well to take care of my clientele. But their app is getting weird on me here. Albums, people, favorites. What if I just want to see my files? There we go. All right. I'm going to be cranking up some hardcore music over here because I just want to get in the groove, dance around a little bit, and get this done. So I would highly advise, if you're sticking around, to throw some music on your end, because I'm going to be jamming. And if you want to ask any questions, feel free to do so in the comments. K-U-N-Z, there we go. And I will answer them as I can. Now we're going to upload into here. Is it loading or is it frozen? Images, please. Good. There's one. And the other one. Okay. Those are uploading. Once they are done uploading, then I'll pull them in so that we can get started. Let me go and find... what we're looking for here. Let's see. Okay. Recently I've been listening to a lot of dance music. No surprise there. And I just go on YouTube and listen to some James Hype or something like that. Usually works pretty well for me. James Hype. What a name, right? Let's do... Creamfields, UK. Why not? All right. Let me go ahead and get those photos, and we'll get to work. If you enjoy this, make sure to hit that like button for me, all right? I know we're not doing anything yet, so I don't deserve it just yet, but we're getting there. Business. All right, here we go. Download. And download. All right, I'm pulling these pictures in. We're getting started. This will be the main image I use. And then I'll have another option right here. So I'll swap back and forth between these two. I like the shape of his nose here. Not so much here. His general expression is fun there. That's more real. So we'll work with those two to get what we're looking for. Let's start sketching. Get that music turned on, and let's jam out and have a little bit of fun, all right? All right. How many lines does it take to get a caricature likeness? If you see it in your starting sketch, you're doing good. All right, we're seeing the likeness. So far, so good. With no effort done whatsoever. That's a good start. And right now, this is all just pre-sketch phase. So we can change anything we want. Whew, music's banging a little bit today. I like it. All right, now I want to do a very quick positioning just to see what it would look like. So, let's quickly grab our image and invert it. Flip horizontal. Then I just want to go ahead and slide it into place here and see what it looks like if I try to keep it on the logo. So we're looking at kind of like that sort of an idea from the original logo. I think that'll look great. All right, so I think that'll look real good. Now we'll start working on maybe inking it out. I actually feel like we've made a lot of progress really quickly. Still small flame. Can't speak for long, but good to see you still drawing, Tim. Been following you since the cartoon block. Holy mackerel. Oh my gosh, you've been around for forever, dude. Well, thank you so very much. No, truly, thank you so very much. Deeply appreciate it. This YouTube channel has been through the ringer and back again, and I totally left because I was feeling, and still feel, absolutely cheated by YouTube. And I just gave up. And so now that I'm back on 7 different YouTube channels, working across a whole bunch of them. So it's a scenario where you don't see much of me, but I do show up from time to time because I'm working across so many different platforms and doing so much. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. That means a lot. It really does. Very cool. And I'm still waking up. I'm still waking up this morning. My schedule kind of lets me, because I'm self-employed, I kind of wake up when I want now. So I literally just woke up, so I probably sound super boring right now. Deeply appreciate you. That's awesome. You rock. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's nice to see that there's still people who actually watch my content from the past. That's great. That made my day. All right. Let's get some work going. This is a full-time gig now. I quit the day job, quit my career, whatever it was, quit radio, quit the Chamber of Commerce. I quit everything. And I decided I was going to try it all myself. And after some pretty serious firestorms, having some failed partnerships, and a whole bunch of other stuff, finally decided no more partnering with anybody else. I'm just going to make this work by myself. And so far, God has blessed that. I'm totally cool with that. So I travel all over Montana, where I live, and I'm drawing caricatures everywhere I go. And if I'm not doing that, I'm also a videographer. And so I travel around Montana and I shoot documentaries and do all kinds of nonsense with cameras. It's awesome. And that's the 2 main parts of my career right now, is I'm a videographer and an event caricature artist. And the nice thing about Montana is it's about 20 years behind everybody else. So caricatures are still interesting for people out here. It works in my favor. So still working and doing my best, and so far God's really blessed by it. So I couldn't be more thankful, and Life is good. Life is good. Still would love to see all the YouTube stuff pan out and pay off one day. It did for a short period, and then things kind of changed on YouTube's radar. And it's never been the same since. The days of Cartoon Block. My gosh. I had hair. I had so much hair. It's long gone now. There we go. And I just had a really nice message from another individual out of Idaho. And I'm known as the Kingpin of Caricature here in Montana. And she was saying thanks for the content. She's kind of becoming the Kingpin of Caricature in Idaho. And I'm like, that's absolutely awesome. Amazing to see that people are still benefiting from some of my old content that's on here. It's amazing. Let's see. So far, this is going great. Way faster than I expected. I wanted to see his normal eyebrows versus his exaggerated eyebrows. So that's why I'm checking out this picture of him sleeping with his kid here. His eyebrow becomes non-existent in this picture, where there's a couple lines that would say that it's there in the other picture. So try this a little bit. You and Evan both had hair back then. Evan had hair too, yeah. I was like middle school at the time. I'm 27 now. My gosh. The world just like everything. I'm how old now? I'm 30. I'm turning 38 next, I think, or am I 38 now? I might be 38 now. I don't remember. I was your age when we were doing this back then. My gosh, I might have been a little younger. Might have been about 25 or something. But yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Evan lost all his hair too, didn't he? I haven't seen him around on YouTube in a long time either. I don't know if he's still doing his thing. I know he was. I know he left for a while too, and was doing his stuff away from YouTube. He was doing like an academy that he had started. Yeah, man. You know, and I still remember some really young people who were in elementary school, middle school. I remember one guy named the Random Cuber, Mr. Random Cuber. Really cool guy, and I've watched him grow up on his Instagrams and turn into a musician and doing crazy stuff. Absolutely insane. And yeah, watching all you guys grow up. Crazy. You're making me feel old there. Wow, this is going really fast. Usually I find myself a little over working too hard on a caricature, and this one's like dropping like one of my caricatures I do at events. It's just happening fast. I love it. That does not happen very often. So sadly, we're drawing this guy as a memoriam. He passed away. I'm not sure from what, but I do get these from time to time, and it's helpful. I mean, it's going to let people enjoy his life and see him in a funny way versus the morbidity of the end of life scenario. So hopefully we're giving something fun for a bunch of awesome people. All right. Well, I think we've kind of nailed this one way faster than expected. He's got a good face for it. Let's go ahead and apply it to the body. I'm just going to put a... Let's see, where's my eraser? There it is. Just go ahead and erase what's here of the logo. Mask it out. Don't erase things, just mask it. That way you can still use stuff if you need to pull it back. So one of the things I'll do is I'll make the line a lot thicker around the body, because I want to make sure that it looks like it's fitting the body itself. And you can see how thick and jagged the line is around the body. So I'll try to take that same line and I'll do it around his head. That way it just all fits. There we go. All right. So, got a few people watching. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I appreciate it. And thanks for all the folks who have remembered me from the past, who are saying that they remember me from the past. That's absolutely sick. There we go. And yes, in the world of AI, where people can create caricatures of themselves very easily, this is still a viable way of doing business. Now, like I said earlier, I'm having to do two kinds of business to stay afloat. I'm doing caricatures and videography to make enough of a paycheck between my wife and I so that I can do this full time. And it's going okay. But it also helps that I'm in Montana, where no one's doing it except for me. So, that has worked out. And I hope to never go back. Hope to never go back to the working world, because I am enjoying working for myself. Shift the head forward just a little bit on the body to make it a tiny bit more comical. And I'll adjust accordingly. This is why we keep masks and don't use erasers, because I can just come right in here and fill in what I pulled out, and then erase, and not erase, mask out what I don't need. Okay, there we go. There we go. And now we can finish the inking process here. Just like that. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Super quick. Let's get some color on this guy's face. All right. Oh, I saw that. Nope, that's not happening. Got some color trying to slip through my lines. Not gonna happen. All right, cool. Let's add some shadows. And after how many years of doing this, do I still use the same technique? Still do the same techniques. They kind of stick with you, I can guarantee that. Now, I'll show you something else I'm going to try to do. I did it on another caricature that I was working on day before yesterday. Well, and actually, no, it was something I had done in 2022 because there was a caricature I drew in 2022 that I was asked to make some alterations on, and that's what the last live stream was 2 days ago. And I really liked how the shadows were looking. Now, I learned this technique from watching the amazing Nolanium on Instagram and YouTube and whatnot. And this is a major technique that he uses all the time. Nolan Harris. But and so he would go with this deep red for his shadows. And in that last piece, I was like, so what would happen if I altered it to be more blue? Because you hear that shadows are cooler. They're not warmer. And technically that red is a lot warmer than a shadow would be. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here. We'll multiply this. We'll drop it back. And so you can see that we can get that shadow looking pretty good, pretty easily. But let's go to our tonal correction with the hue and saturation, and let's see what would happen if we introduced some more blue to it. Okay, about like that. There you go. And then we can drop it back even more. Get more of that shadow that might match the gray a little better. We'll see if I like it when I'm done. Alright, let's go ahead and select the face. Mask that so I can work with that without having to fear making a mess. Grab the skin tone, start applying the highlights. There we go. Well, still small flame if you're there. Thanks for making my morning. Absolutely awesome. And I hope that God has blessed you from middle school till now. Hope you got a really crazy, awesome life going. And if not, always remember that it's only a season. And you got to wait out that season, and other things will happen that will be better. It'll happen. Just got to be patient and wait for it. And work for it. It goes both ways. You got to earn it just as much as you got to wait for it. But it's a good life. There we go. So I'm just introducing some blood into the face here. Get some lifeblood going on here. I'm going to multiply that so we can just drop it back and have it barely visible. There we go. All right. I always find I hate this until I start coloring the eyes. So I don't like how this looks, but let's see what happens once I start getting these eyes put in. Same techniques as I did in the past. So let's grab our same idea with the gray eyes and then color them to white. And it's amazing between the blood in the face and getting these 3D affected eyes. Between those two techniques, it makes such a difference to the caricature. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock the pixels on that layer. Grab my airbrush. Go kind of small and work my way up from the bottom. There we go. Just like that. And like that. There we go. I mean, even that is doing a pretty good thing. I think he's got brown eyes, so we're going to go in with the brown. right, same deal. We'll pixel lock that layer. And I'm going to introduce a little orange into the brown. There we go. All right. Let's grab this. People with brown eyes, usually their pupils are open a bit more than folks with lighter eyes. Folks with darker eyes actually see better during the day than folks with lighter eyes, believe it or not. So, I go in here and I make the pupils pretty big, very purposefully. And then, of course, the piece de resistance. Just a little highlight tip. There we go. Now, his lips are very defined, so I know I need to do that. Let's go define those lips. And I'm just going to do that on its own layer. Okay. Let's multiply it and drop it back. There we go. Multiply is an amazing tool. Now I'm just going to shape the bottom lip again. Let me find the layer for it. There it is. So I'm just going to shape it with my eraser. Just like that. I could even put some highlights on those. I just don't want to over-exaggerate it too much. Let's get some color on the beard and then I'll decide. He's got brown, dark, very dark tones, so we'll go with that. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to carve out some of this color so it looks purposeful. Do you know my singing monsters? My singing monsters? Isn't that like an app? Like an app where you like have all the monsters and they like all sing or something like that? see how that looks. Yeah, it's not too bad. All right. There we go. And then I kind of want to dim it just a touch. And then we're going to do another one. Do the eyebrows. Now, the thing is, eyebrows are pretty much non-existent, so I'm going to drop the opacity back on this one heavily. There we go. Might even do it with the eyebrows themselves. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. And let's go here. There we go. And same idea on the other side. Alright, cut that one, and then find the other eyebrow. Paste it in there. There we go. Now I can drop them back a little. Oops. Made its own layer. Got to merge them together. There we go. Not sure how much I like that. So what I can do instead, though, is we can minimize them back by coloring them. So we'll grab something a little darker, and we'll just color them and see how much I like that. Ooh, we got a rogue eyebrow. There we go. That's fixed. I like it, but I think I need to tone those eyebrows a bit differently. So let me try the good old-fashioned hue saturation. Okay, we're going to try blue. And we're going to change this to multiply. That's looking a little closer to what I was hoping for. Let's do just a little bit more. Just see here. All right. And then we'll drop it back. There we go. Now let me clean up my lines a little bit because they look a little messy. All right. There we are. So this one, let's bring it all the way back up because I'm going to color grab it. There we go. And then we'll drop it back down, put it back into multiply. That way I can just come in here and recolor this and try to make it look a little bit more purposeful. There we go. Let's do the eraser and just clean up these lines a little bit more. It's basically two lines, two colors layering over top each other, so getting this as close as possible is going to be beneficial. There we go. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Let's put some Let's give him some 5 o'clock shadow. So let me go into my blues, and we'll shape out some 5 o'clock shadow. Okay. About there. And this side, about there. All right. Let's introduce some eraser. Get it off of here. There we go. All right. And maybe we'll go here. There we go. All right. Now let's go to multiply. Drop that back. And then I'm going to do a little blending here. Let's go a little darker. There we go. All right, and what's going on here? Layer locked? No, okay, there we go. Just wanted to tap that in there. All right. That was easy. Maybe I'll put a little extra color in his beard. Because I feel like this went too fast. You know? It went way too fast. I wasn't expecting that. Need to make that look a little cleaner. All right. Ta-da! That's a fun one. A sad one, but a fun one. For those who are just showing up and who don't know what's going on, unfortunately this person passed away, and they wanted to create some Christmas gifts in honor of him, and they wanted to use their logo, their company logo, to do it. So that's what we're doing here. Excuse me. All right. Do I want to take the beard further? I feel like I might want to reshape it a little bit. So we'll just make sure that we don't lose anything by masking it. Now I can come in here and clean up some of this so it looks a bit more purposeful. There we go. Much better. And then we'll also pixel lock it. And I'll put a little shadow in there. But I'll do it the cheating way. We'll just airbrush in some darker tones. At least I would like to. Huh. Alright, that's fine. Not my first rodeo. We'll try it this way. Alright, you gonna do it now? What am I doing wrong here? Do. Huh. Interesting. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. So, not completely black. Let's go just a little darker. There we go. Just enough to give a little bit of shape. There we go. Oops. What is this? Let's erase that. It might just be... Let me check in the mask itself, because I think that's a mask error. Yep, that's what's going on. It's a mask error. There we go. All fixed. Self-inflicted. A little over here, too. There we go. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Wow. Okay, that was fast. All right, my friends. I guess that wraps it. That was quick. My wife and I are going to be investing a little time in each other for the next couple weeks. And then come the start of January, then I'll be hopping back on all my social medias. But I'm taking a little break. And I've been very busy, even though you guys never see me on here. Go look at all my other channels. I even have a political ethics channel podcast called The Legacy Cast. I've been incredibly busy. Incredibly busy is such an understatement. And so I'm going to take a little breather until the beginning of January. And then I'll be back and continue to kick in whatever. And I'll try to do this more often when I have commissions. I don't usually have many commissions because these days folks can AI a lot of their own stuff together. But I get a lot of special events. And so I like to share what I do at those events on this YouTube page. But of course, if people keep asking questions and whatnot, then I'll keep looking at making new tutorials. I mean, in my opinion, it's probably time to do a refresher on all the old classes I did in the past, because I've learned so much about how to make a video. I'm a professional videographer, where back when you guys watched me in the past, I had no idea what I was doing. So it might be worth coming back and doing another go-around on all the classes, but I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of things I would love to do, and not a lot of time for an ADHD person to do them in. But if you've watched and you've enjoyed this, thank you so very much. You mean the world to me. I love you guys. I'm going to wrap up with that. We'll see you next time. And y'all behave yourselves, okay? All right. See you later. Bye.